Okay guys, coming at you with another video. This is me rebuilding my HP Z420 PC. So let's get I couldn't do this on the table because the computer was too big, but this is my HP Z420. As you can see here, there she is. And what's going on with this one? Basically the power supply fried, it took a shit. And that happened, I think 2 days ago or so. So that's kind of where we're sitting with this one currently. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the power supply. Screwdriver. So what we're going to need to do here, get a little more light on this. So we're going to have to disconnect all the cables. This cable, these cables, these cables, these cables. Unscrew that, pull that out, and put a new one in there. Now, the weird thing about this power supply is it has a special type of connector. So if you look at this connector right here, which I already unplugged, this right here is what they call an 18 pin. It's not the same as a 24 pin. So what I had to do is I had to first purchase a special adapter. It was either that or buy the original power supply that came with the computer. And honestly, it only comes in two variants. It comes in a 400-watt setup, and it comes in a slightly larger setup, but not like the one I have, which is like, I believe this one, it was 600-watt power supply. All right, so this is the part I had to buy. So it looks like, so it's a 24 pin on one side, converted down to an 18 pin on the other side. So then now, you look here, proper match for the motherboard. All right, so what we're gonna do, already got this unplugged, unplug these, this, reach back in here, unplug the power connector on the motherboard, that's done, as well as any kind of hard drive leads that go to this. Now, I don't want to take my drives out or anything like that. I do have to unhook all the power that's going to everything because, unfortunately, they're attached to the power supply, so they have to come out. There's not another way to do it. Unless some of these leads I had are not part of the system, which I don't think that's the case. Yeah, see, these are hard-lined in. Oh, and then this one's got to go off this one too. That's the hard drive I had. I don't want to unplug anything because really I don't want to have to reconnect all these back up. They're already configured in such a way that they're working just beautiful the way they are. So I don't want to have to change too much to make this all work. So we're going to try to leave as much of it factory as we can because I've already configured the system to how I want it to run. And I'm going to take my dummy connector off the back end of this because I usually don't even have a display to this computer. I run this one just headless, as they call it. Okay, so we got all that unplugged. Let's see here. This power lead coming down to this. And this is actually mine. This is my little part. I'm going to keep this. Plug these drives back in now. So, I don't worry about it at the end. All right, so that's an adapter I bought and used on this. And you see I got some plastic in here, and that's actually due to, so the drives don't touch each other, because I just laid these last couple drives up in there in the top. I don't have a, like, caddy or anything for them. So that's kind of how that went. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. These part of the main cable here as well. I don't think they are, but we're gonna look. Pull all my solid states out. Take a gander and see what's coming out. These are all staying. These leads are all coming out. All right, so that's everything coming out right there. That's all the factory power. This is factory power. Let's see what else we got. We got another one right here. Factory power into it. Get out of the way. Sucks is I got this now. That's the other fan that's in the front there. Okay. And I had to unplug a drive just now. I have a loose cable now somewhere in this chassis. I think it's down here actually. Yep. That goes to this drive down here. Go over there for now. I'll have to remember where that's at later. These are all SATA drives. All of these are. Actually, quite a few nice. I got a 12 terabyte in here. The only 12 terabyte I have in the whole fleet. Out of my quarter of a petabyte that I got running. There we go. All right, SATA's plugged back in. The data's back in. Let's finish fishing these wires through. Like I said, I want to try not to have to unplug as much as possible. Getting this out of here. All right, here we go. Down to it. Yes. There we go. And that's all the power right there. Okay. So that's out. Okay. I'm going to unscrew that. This is my cord here. Let's get this unscrewed. Oh, shoot. Well, these use a star bit. That's cute. Didn't expect to see that on this. But not to worry. You have a star bit handy here. Got my handy dandy toolkit here. Just a little tool set I keep around and within arm's reach always. Always seems like you're gonna need something someday for something. Always, at least I do. Of course, I'm doing computer work more than the average person, but it's too big. This one, just right. All right, got a bit here. One thing that sucks is doing this on the floor. It's much better when you got a table. But let's get these all out. Basically, what this power supply was doing is it would power on for like 30 seconds and then go and shut down. Power on for 30 seconds and shut down. And actually, I hope I didn't burn any drives out because it was doing that continuously over and over and over until I realized it and unplugged it. It kind of did some weird stuff a little while back that kind of let me know maybe something was going to go out, but I didn't think it would. But it actually did. I'm hoping I can get this out without removing. Perfect. All right, and there's our old. How many watts is this one? This one was. Oh, gee, let's see. An output of. Model. This is the 600 watt variant. Official HP power supply. Took a shit. Junk. Burned up. So, no good. Throw it in the garbage, obviously. Okay. And this is what we're replacing it with. We got a slightly newer design with a fan built in the bottom that should help with reliability reasons. And what we're going to do is go ahead and slot this in here on the top like so. This thing is situated. Funny enough, looks like the aftermarket is somehow larger or wider in stature or something here. Don't really understand that. Than the factory one, or I have never ever seen that be a thing. Or maybe these holes are just in the wrong order. Maybe it wants to be the other direction. It has to go face up. That would suck because doing it face up Because that fan's gonna starve. You know, I don't think that matters. Well, it just doesn't look like the factory leads are gonna fit so well. Oh well. We will just kind of jimmy it in here, I guess. As it were. Oh. Weirdly enough. Looks like it's kind of got fittings for the jimmied in here. Oh, can I just get this bottom screw to line up at least? At least get that one on. That'll be good enough. It looks like that bottom one will line up there. Kind of a weird way they did this, but okay. Not gonna have a lot of screws holding this thing in. It doesn't look like, at least. Anyway. Alright, that screw went in. We got that seated. Ah. Well, that's it. As far as screws go, I hope that's enough. I actually don't think it's going to go anywhere, if you want to know the truth. It doesn't really have anywhere to go, so that'll work. I'm going to stand it up one time just to see if that's going to be a problem or not. I don't necessarily have any other hard drive layouts that I can use, or if this doesn't want to stay up there. It does actually stay up there pretty good. Okay, we're going to leave that be for now. So the next thing we need to do is connect up this 24 pin to 18 pin converter cable. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so get all this out of the way for now. Looks like that's where this all gets plugged in, at least this one here, this one. This one don't have nothing hooked up to it. Oh yeah, it's got power too. This one, so all four of these, it's like they're on one lead here. So we'll figure out how that's gonna go here in a minute. The two cords we need right now that are most important are that one, which is the 24 pin, and this one, which is the motherboard power, which actually goes up here on the top. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's actually right up underneath our hard drives here. We're gonna actually just fish this wire back up top there. There's so much of it, and we're gonna plug this in. Back up underneath here. Where it's up out of the way. That header plugged in right there. See very well back down in there. Get this and then this nice view. Just plug this in right there. Alright. Pop that in there. There. There we go. Both sides are plugged in. Done. Just like that for now. Okay. So that's in. Beautiful. The other one we need to worry about now is this one here, which we want to try to channel this the best we can underneath everything, because we just don't want this getting in the way. It looks like what they did on the other one is the factory guys took this cable like this and ran it down this side of this motherboard here like so. That's kind of how they had it fished out. And these guys will go, get off my mic cord here. All right. These guys will all go last. So we'll just kind of keep them back out of the way for now. Actually, it's got pretty long cords. So the next cable we're dealing with here is going to be this cable we're dealing with here is going to be our power. And so this is our power cable here, 24 pin to the 24 pin side here. These just meet up perfectly like so. There's actually a thing that locks them in and secures them in place as well, like so. Now they're tightened in. Then we're gonna fish this down here. Get these. Wow, this thing's dirty. Oh man. Let's pull the face off this and clean it real quick while we're in here. Look at that. Those fans are filthy. Look at that. Oof. Wow. Go get the vacuum real quick. Vacuum out these fans real fast. It was nasty. Okay. Let's get the vacuum out here. Got a little dirt devil we need to use. All right, I'm gonna empty it real quick, I guess. Oh, it was just emptied. All right. Suck all the dirt up with this dirt devil. Definitely don't need all this floating around. It's kind of like something that just does not need to be there. So it looks like the factory power supply was bigger in dimensions. Some of that could have been for reliability. Let's go ahead. There's just little. Ouch. Well, that's a little better. Got most of the dirt off the front there. All right, let's do the fans up here real quick. Those fans are just sitting up in there. They're not really even in there by any real anything. They just sit up there and cool the hard drives down, but they're dirty. Look at them. Dirty that is. Cleaned out a little bit. Got dirt on the rug here. We'll sweep it up here in a minute. Solid runner, man. This has been workhorse for years now. All right. Let's get all this around here. Get it cleaned out. This guy cleaned out for sure. Okay. All right. The fan back up in there. So, the lid back in like so. There we go. All right. So we're back to it. All right, let's get this plugged in. So back to this cord. What we're gonna do is fish this down into here. And as you can see, right here's the connector. Go ahead and seat that connector in down here. All right. And seated. There we go. Okay. Pop that in there nice and tight. All right, now. Sorry about that, guys. I had to pop this connector loose on the other one. Got it's 4-pin, I only need a 3-pin. So one of the sets of pins has to come off. And it's usually this end one here. Extra tight, extra close. There it goes. Hold it loose. All right. A 3-pin. I want it right there. My little 3-pin I want to plug into here, the graphics card. And plug that in. All right. All right, so we got graphics card power, we got motherboard power, we got it mounted. Only other thing left to do is get all the drives plugged in. I did have a drive up top here. We're going to start there. Start with this one up here. Plug this one back in, like so. And hide this drive back up top like it was up there. Because that's where it was at. Then next I had all these plugged in underneath. So we'll get those plugged in first. Power into these. Do here, leave these all line back up. On the opposite side of that connector. Let's get you the seat. Got it. All right. And pop this back on the edge here. Well, all right. That. Now to the next one. Same song and dance all the way down. Plug the solder for a second. Get the connector down up underneath there. Yay. Do the same thing here. Plug this fucking in. Hold your. The other one with it. This up there. Connector up top. I was gonna try to bring the connector down closer to the frame, but you know what? It's just not playing nice with everything else. So it's gonna go the other way. Do the next one here. Try to spec it in there. Sometimes it's not always the prettiest, but it's well, will work. There we go. That in there. Be back in there. Cool. All right, now the next one. On down the line we go. There. Once it sits down, I get gravity doing some of this. Won't be so bad, but till then, kind of annoying. As you can't see, greatest in here. Digging in, doing stupid shit. Okay, so that one's in. Two down. Where's the power? Where's that? There it is. There's the good old SATA cable, SATA data cable for this one. Boom. All right, let's get to the third one. And on down the line we go. Come on, baby. Plug this data cable here. Basically gonna fish this other cord on the back side of each data cable. Yay. Get behind there. I swear, man, some of these tries are so irritating with how they plug stuff in. These solder drives are no exception to being an irritating bunch. There, powered. Okay, give me data cable back that's up here that's supposed to go on that one. They're really nice long data cables too. I have set up on these ones. We've been doing the trick for a long time without issue or complaint. So I've been pretty happy with this whole computer. And I had no issues. Nothing I had to do to this thing. It's so long. This was my favorite computer for the longest. So tried and true. Until it started acting up. Alright, so we got them three there. And our main power connectors sitting up here on the top of this one. It's just like poking out right here. That thing. There, boom. Alright, and now we gotta power it. So, let's go ahead and get us a power connector here on that. Right there. Alright. Beautiful. There we go. One down. Tuck in there. Yeah. Then we need 3 more plugs. Looks like we're short right there. We got one more that can come down here and lend a hand. That's it for that. These converted to a different type of connector that I can't use. At least not yet. I might need to switch over to something else there. I need to get 2 more drives powered in this bottom row here. So let's see what we got here. Might have enough of these leads to finish it off. It looks like we do. Okay, so we're gonna go this one here, this one here. Okay, there's all them drives, and then this right here plugs into this, which gives all our fans and the rest of our smaller SSDs power, like so. And that's everything. So now we're powered up, everything's rerouted, wired. Now, really the question is, will it post with all these drives? So these actually just kind of chilled down here in the frame. They didn't really have a home. A lot of these drives didn't. They just kind of sat in here because, you know, when you're running as much as I'm running, you just run out of, like, drive base. So, I mean, this computer has in it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 drives in it. So, you know, I mean, that's a lot of hard drives on one computer. But these are servers, and they're you know, file servers and other kinds of servers that do multiple things for me. So this one in particular was very crucial to my cryptocurrency mining platform, which is kind of why I want to get it going. So there we go. All right, now I got a treat for you guys. You're gonna be able to see it post. If it posts. That's the thing. So what we're gonna do, stand this thing back upright, like so. Okay. And we're gonna go ahead and plug in the, oh, actually this is kind of cool. I didn't show anybody this yet, but I have a second capture card, the world's smallest capture card. Look at that. That's all it is. It's one little dongle with a Type-C cord coming off it. It's on, it's working. This nice braided HDMI cable coming off it. And so we're gonna plug this in down here, like so. Once I make sure I don't plug it into the wrong port. Oh, shit, these just might be DVIs. And I don't think this card has a nope. It does not. So we gotta use a converter. Okay. Let me get a converter handy here. I believe I have a spare. Right here it is. DVI to HDMI. You know? Let's convert the video output over. One of these guys. HDMI to DVI. So we'll go ahead and use that. That up there. Get the HDMI plugged in on top of that. Like so. There we go. And give it power. Plug the power in. Before we let this thing fly, we're going to do a couple things. We have no keyboard and mouse hooked up yet. Although we shouldn't need one either. This thing should, if I'm right, boot all the way up to its previous OS and be good to go. And if it does that, then we're just going to put it back in service. If it doesn't, some troubleshooting will ensue. We're not sure which one it's going to be yet. Okay, now let's go ahead and get this thing booted. Let's kick up our secondary capture. There you have it, secondary capture live. Get a little bigger so we can see what's going on. And we're gonna hit the power. And you can't see it yet, but look, unit's powered up. Let's see what happens. Do we get life? I don't have anything yet. There it goes. HP logo. Fully functional, guys. Look at that. Oh, yeah, let's make that bigger. There it is, booting up. So, repaired the second machine of the day there, guys. So what this is going to be doing is going through its basic boots function, and it should boot to something called unraid. Once unraid boots, should run some kind of old Slackware Linux. It's a Slackware kernel on unraid. Actually, Slackware is one of the older originators to Unix, Linux, all that stuff. It's right up there with BSD and Unix and all that stuff. Really cool architecture, really cool kernel. Not for the faint of heart, obviously. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles newer OSs have, but it's a very, very cool OS nonetheless. And I like to see the fact that our unraid server is built on it. This is why I support them. So I just like the whole idea of that being the case. And there it goes booting. Very nifty. Very, very nifty. And I don't know if it kernel panicked there or what, because I can't barely see what this thing says. Yeah. Looking at myself. Oh, triggering MDiv events. I think it's still booting. I don't think it's done loading yet. It's not dead either. So it doesn't have any network though. So that might be why it's not completed yet. Without network support, it's kind of like dead in the water, as you'd say. Maybe not dead in the water, but it's not exactly, high on the priority list, I guess. I'm gonna have to keep a display on that. Probably plug in the networking and go through and do a little testing of my own. Make sure this thing's as solid as I think it is. I mean, I'm fairly certain we're good. Obviously, posting and all that's good news. But it would be even better news if it would finish loading, which is not quite there yet. It's just to the end stages of the MDiv hook. Should end up on a Vault 2 prompt that lets me log in. Even though I don't ever use the console itself, I use the web GUI, or GUI as I like to call it. We're gonna see real quick here. I got a lot of things to boot back up, get all my bleeding edge networking going, finish my data transfer. And this is actually just in time as I'm getting rid of one of my other NAS boxes. It would be nice if that was a key contributor. Of course, also, the other problem is all my other hard drives booted and shut down for like a day straight without me noticing. Because that thing was so tried and true, I just forgot it was running. And I didn't know it was having a problem, actually. And it was, and I didn't know. And it just sat there and just did that and did that and did that. To the point where I don't know if it's even functional, We're gonna have to play with it a little bit, I think. See where we're at. Oh no, it actually finished. There it is at the Vault login. Hey, look at that. It completed. Nice. Let's go ahead and shut her down. I just triggered the shutdown mechanism. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. Oh, my baby's working. I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, so last thing we got to do is hook up our 10 gig fiber to the fiber trunk to this thing. And actually, I got 40 gig and 10 gig. This one's only running 10 anymore. It used to run 40 gig, but now this girl's a 10 gig kind of thing. So anyway, we'll get that connector right now. So wait for a second. So I get back here and get this connector. I'm going to power it up, get it on the network, show you guys it doing its thing, and then from there we should be good to go. Wire back here that's long behind my main computer, my big computer as I call it. I was speaking of. Actually, funny enough, I could have just swapped the network card from a 40 gig to a 10 gig. I probably will buy more 40 gig networking eventually here. So this is what a 40 gig end looks like on a copper, direct attached copper. That's a 40 gig transceiver. It's a QSFP plus. It's a big boy compared to the other end, which is a lot smaller. They look something like on that switch down there. See those little smaller ports? That's what they look like. All right, so we're gonna give it some networking real quick. We're gonna give it one more test, and as long as it passes this test, a little light back here, we're good to go. A 40 gig connection here. There we go, big boy. All right, it's seated in. We're gonna boot it back up. Here we go. And this should be the truth here. As long as this goes well, we're in shape then to call it a day. Let that thing boot up. There it is, booting back up. Last test before I put it back into production service. Everything's looking good so far. Fans are pumping, fans off the back, fans at the back there. Intakes are good, everything's cleared up. All right, pretty excited. Get this one back for sure. This one was very, very important to me. So here we go. All right, there it goes, booting up the unraid OS. Was pumping through unraid. Looks to be spooling everything up. Alrighty. Finishing up there. All right, there it is. There's the login screen I was telling you about. So once we get to the login screen, like so, what we're going to do here, get back to the computer, hit the old web browser, that'll work, and we're going to go to Vault local. There it is. Unraid is running, baby. I'm going to hit root, log in. All right, and we are missing a disk. All of them are showing up except for the Hitachi. The Hitachi is missing. The Hitachi is the only one missing, really. That's good. Well, let's go ahead and shut it down, get the Hitachi put back in there, and I think we'll be in good shape to go ahead and run this thing. Kill it. We can kill it by this. Funny enough, I think you can just go shut down button here. Nope. Dashboard. Power button. Speed. Put it down there on that screen. There you go. So that powered it all off. Okay, so the 40 gig worked. Let's get back there where it belongs. It's getting in and out. Okay. Okay. Booted pretty much just as I thought it would, without any flaws. All except for just a little thing, like a very, very minor thing. This can come out. It's for the other card. Other capture card. But not in use. Should be turning off. It's perfect. Okay, it's down. Now, pull that through. It's out of the way. It's out of the way. What's that? Okay, perfect. Let's see what drive. It's not fired up here. Cool. Well, I just wondering if it's showing up. Hopefully, it's an easy fix. There you go. Okay. Let's take a look back in here and see what drive did I get plugged in. Power. Oh, power. I missed one somewhere here. Power. Oh. Let's see what's going on. Cable and power, right? Okay, 1. Cable and power, 2. Cable. Oh, there it is. I just felt it click in. That was the connection I was missing. Right there. Okay. We'll stand it back up. All right. All right. Last thing to do, really, in this scenario, put the side panel on it. There was a fan in the front. I don't know if it's necessary to be in there, though. I I guess we could put it back in. I don't think it's hurting anything currently. It's kind of a pain in the ass to be in there. So it does help keep everything cool. Bad times. Big ass fan. See. Gotta go back over here, I think. Let it go here. Usually fit right up front here. There we go. Okay, so put that fan back in there. When it was down in there, leave it in there, I guess, for now. Don't see a reason why we have to take it out at this point. It's not being an issue. All the drives are plugged in. Let's get a side panel on. And we'll give it a test. One more test. Call it. Once it boots, call it. There we go. Sides all on. Ready. Last thing to do is put it in its place. Put this connector on the back. Zero boot mode. And that's it. Pretty much it. There's like 3 hard drives on top, plugged in. Other than that, power cable, 3 hard drives. Oh, I put this back in there now. I'm crazy digging it out, but even crazier trying to put it back in there, I suppose. Give it a wide berth. I won't be too bad to get in there. Yep, this goes back there. Power cable goes back there. Network cable goes back there. That's about it. That's all that goes back there. Everything else is up front here. Worry about doing anything or any of this shit yet. Get this out the way. Just on the floor. It doesn't get in the way right now. Lift this so that I'll do it. 200 is back in your spot, I guess. Oh, flash it the fucking way. How's that possible? Okay. There it goes. It's hooked in. Well, everything else is plugged in. Okay, get it pushed back in the corner. This thing sits. Wait, that's all right. That's it. It's back there in its spot where it goes. Good deal. I can stop worrying about the stupid